Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome across to this interview and call in which I have a very good friend of mine from a mastermind group. I have Alex Schneider on the call, who's near Cologne in Germany. Now, Alex himself is an IT industry expert. He's a software developer. He's involved in sort of the geeky coding type stuff. And what he actually has coming out is a product that I highly recommend that you set up and listen and take note of. Now, this product itself is called Instant WP Security, obviously for WordPress security. And the reason that I felt compelled to bring Alex onto the call is because I myself in the past have experienced the sickening feeling of going to my WordPress installations and finding that my sites had been hacked. I literally felt violated when I went to the websites, and obviously Alex has brought out a product that's going to help you mitigate that. So hello, Alex, and welcome to the call.
Hey Chris, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. So, Alex, firstly, starting out, could you tell the viewers just a little bit about yourself and obviously your experience with the IT field and the software and stuff like that?
Sure. So I'm a computer scientist by education, and I do this stuff for more than 20 years right now. So I started configuring the computers and programming stuff and quickly moved into the whole web-based development, and I programmed large e-commerce shops and designed the software. And now I'm more into managing software projects and so on, and helping other people getting up to speed, and have a lot of students there as well. And that's my background. I created some membership sites in non-IM niche, and so I manage several WordPress blogs myself. And this is also where I got my background about how many attacks are going on always, constantly, and most of the people never know this.
So you say that just basically just every well, not every, but a lot of WordPress installations are basically continually under fire or continually under bombardment from the hackers?
Yes, as soon as you're listed on Google or any other search engine, you will get people, script kiddies attacking your site. So I have some blogs that are not on Google, and they are not under attack. So this is a clear indication that people are scraping Google for WordPress installations and checking all the vulnerabilities of old WordPress installations and known bad plugins.
Okay, so is there any, what would you say, easy or obvious vulnerabilities that any of our viewers could maybe go and check their sites out? Is there a way that they can go and see just how vulnerable they are?
Well, first of all, I would search on Google what is indexed there. So if you put in not a search term but site colon and then your domain name, you will get a list of all this of the search entries or the result entries in Google, and there you can see what's indexed there. And what you can also do is look at the source code and see if there's the WordPress version, the PHP version, and other version numbers of software that you use, which gives attackers a very good indication how vulnerable your site is.
So these guys with their advanced or sort of their techniques, they could scrape Google for a specific site with a specific software version or a specific vulnerability that they're searching for. Are they able to do that with custom search strings? And if you're vulnerable, I assume your site's going to come up and be one of the vulnerable sites within the list?
Yes, because it's the way of a content management system. I mean, a content management system has always a certain structure, and if you place images on that, you can identify from the image URL what kind of content management system you use. And WordPress is known for this. It's not bad. It's not a security issue at all, but you can easily identify that it's a WordPress installation.
Okay, now in your report, Alex, I've been through the report and it's 23 pages long, but there's very little fluff in it. You obviously recommend simple steps that you can do in the beginning, and obviously then you go on and talk about other steps. Would you like to maybe reveal one or two, but obviously not everything, of the simplest steps that some of the guys can maybe undertake that's listening to this call? They can go and actually check their site and stay on top of their own security.
Sure. So there are several settings in WordPress that are not good to have switched on. For example, if you have a default installation, everyone can create comments on your site. And this is not an attack per se, but people are trying to backlink to their sites and spamming your comment sections on the pages and posts. So you should definitely check out if this is enabled so that anyone can comment on anything. And I would disable this and do a manual approval there. And the other thing is that some of the hosting companies also have very bad default installations, and I won't name names here on this video, but a very big one is really doing this, and I hate this really. They are not hiding your directory contents. So if you have a directory where you place your PDFs, like you upload the media PDFs to the media folder, and everyone can access this. And this is really a critical thing. I would immediately shut down. And
what I actually noticed, obviously you've sort of asterisked out part of the name, but anybody who is aware of the web hosting companies online will be able to fill that in very quickly. And to be honest, it is probably one of the forefront sort of web hosting companies that a lot of people are aware of, or even using a firm that is attached to them. I'll say no more than that. They are a massive web hosting company that you've mentioned in the report. So what you're saying basically, with the default installations that people upload, that is inherent or has inherent built-in sort of vulnerabilities that the hackers can exploit, is it?
Well, yeah, it's the thing is that the hosting companies. So it's WordPress is based on PHP, and you have basic or default settings for PHP, and the hosting companies set the parameters in a certain way, and this particular host and also others do screw up sometimes, and so they want to make it easier for people using a CMS like WordPress, but they create open holes for their customers without them noticing it.
Okay, one very common flaw that I would believe that we could, obviously you cover that and talk about how people can get around this, and I've noticed this. I also used to do this, and is having the username of admin, the default username of admin. Is that something that you recommend people sort of change immediately, or is it something that they continue and use quite readily?
No, they should do it. They should do it immediately, and not rename it, because you cannot rename the username, but create a new admin user and delete the old one. And this is absolutely essential.
That's probably one of the biggest sort of free tips that you could take out of this actual interview, in my opinion, is do not use the username admin and use something completely different. In the report, you also cover how to obviously disguise what your actual username is, so that if the hackers were snooping around your site, obviously they can't find your username, which is basically 50% of your login information, if they can find that, and then they just have to force until they find your password as well. So it actually was an awesome tip for me. Now, obviously, moving on from that, you've got a sort of automated system that you talk about, or sort of show the guys that they can integrate into their sites. Would you obviously like to tell us a little bit about that, obviously without revealing what your automated system is and what you've got within the report here?
Sure. Look, Chris, the biggest thing that I noticed talking to people is they are just not aware what's going on, and so the plugins per se are there to prevent most of the attacks and the angles that you open up holes in your site, but to make you aware of what's going on and how many attacks are going on. This is one of the main issues why I selected these 3 plugins, and so they cover certain aspects, certain different aspects, and notify you. And this is the biggest thing that you should also watch out if you're not using my product.
So you're basically saying these plugins monitor your site. They obviously keep you informed as to what's going on. Do they also help plug up? Some of them help plug up any of the security vulnerabilities that are inherent within WordPress.
Yes. So one of the first one of the plugins, it's doing very technical, fancy stuff to prevent or to close every or the most important loopholes that are there, and it's very easy to do. It has a nice wizard built in, so everyone can use it, and this is really one of the best plugins available.
And just out of interest, the plugins that you reference, are they going to be expensive for anybody that purchases this course? What extra money would they have to spend on these plugins, or is there any fees at all involved?
No fees at all, and all of the plugins are for free. And so these are there are premium versions of 2 of the 3 plugins available, but for most of the people they are not really necessary. So if you really want to secure your site even more, or scan those regularly with more advanced techniques, you can invest in premium plugins, but all of those that I recommend are free and they're good to go.
And not only that, in the report I can see that you've basically stepped up through all 3 different plugins. I'm looking across at it here. You've stepped the users through basically every single step that they need to tick, check, do within the plugins to leave themselves secure. Just if they follow these steps with every WordPress installation that they upload, just how secure would they then have taken their site if their vulnerable side of things was, say, at a certain percentage? How much of a difference would they have made to their websites by following your guide?
Yeah, you wouldn't block access by the NSA, right? But from the attacks and the logs that I have analyzed, I clearly see that people are using scripts to check for the most important vulnerabilities, like is there an admin user, are there certain known plugins with security holes, and this is all covered by the plugins. So I would say like 95% of the attacks will be blocked, or you will get immediate feedback that people are trying to break into your site and doing harm.
Okay, so you can go in maybe and change things or make sure your password's good and secure, things like that on the site. Now, the reason I wanted to bring you on this call, Alex, is because I want to tell the viewers about my history. In the past, when I first started out online, I built up a big network of Amazon affiliate review sites. And at that point, I had 65 websites, all within one particular hosting reseller account, and basically I was logging in daily to add in my different Amazon reviews. And what happened was I got this sort of sickening thing when I went to log into the WordPress admin side of things, And basically I put in my username, I put in my password, I hit enter, and I got basically the box shakes from side to side.
Wow.
And I went, you get the confused look, huh? What? So I must have mistyped that. So you try it again, hit enter again, box shook.
Yeah, what a nightmare.
Have I got caps locks on? Tried to, checked, made 100% sure that I got everything perfect, but still the box came to shake. So I went across to see the live site then, and it's only then that I got the sickening image that the hackers upload and say you've been hacked by John Boy or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
They like the tags. Some of them it's in Arabic text as well. They put different images up, and some of them actually. One of them that really scared me played music when I wasn't expecting it. It sort of played an image and a bit of music along with it, and it turned out that they had went through every single one of my sites, and all 65 were hacked.
Yeah.
Now I did reach out to my hosting company, and I got them to. They had backups, and they were able to roll it back for me, and recover the sites. But I still felt vulnerable. It was as if I had been personally been violated to a certain extent. I never felt comfortable, and I believe they hit the sites again, and I just closed the accounts. All my work, 65 websites, 65 installs of WordPress, and I just deleted them all and had to start again.
Oh my God.
So that's why I wanted to obviously get you on as well, because I know just how important it is. Not only that, but how long would you say, Alex, it would take anybody that's slightly tech savvy or at least can operate WordPress and install a plugin and follow the instructions to take their site from sort of unsecure to secure following your guide?
Well, I would say like 30 minutes, probably an hour, not more at all.
And that's it then they just basically need to obviously log in from time to time and just check everything's okay moving forward from that point.
Well, you should always keep your site updated, like install the newest WordPress version and update the plugins, and also check the logs. I mean, you get emails if something strange is going on, so you should look at the emails that you get from those plugins. But otherwise, it's not much hassle. So the plugins do all the hard work, and you just sit there and wait for the mails.
Okay, well, in my opinion, Alex, it's a fantastic guide. It's really, really well laid out. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and having, as I said, experienced the personal side of seeing all my work being taken down, it's something that I know at heart that anybody watching this needs to spend that few minutes of reading through this report and just implement the steps that Alex has within this particular guide, because it takes your site from being completely vulnerable to moderately secure, and like Alex has said, you'll not stop the NSA or something getting into your site, but you're going to stop the script kiddies and the opportunist hackers that are looking for vulnerable sites out there. So, Alex, final question before we wrap up the call. Is there one final free tip you would like to give the viewers watching this call that they can do to secure their sites today, basically, moving forward?
Well, besides having the admin user, I think this is the most crucial one. And otherwise, the tip is you should always have a backup. I mean, it's so plain and simple, but I know from personal experience I'm lazy as well. And just as we talked, I came to the idea that I completely forgot to include a recommendation for a good WordPress backup plugin, and I will include this in the report, and I can offer sending it over to you, and you can put the link under this video, so that everyone who sees this video can access this one. And this is a really, really good plugin, and yeah.
That's superb. That is excellent. Alex, thank you very much for coming on to the call and chatting about WordPress security, and maybe hopefully making a lot of people aware just how much the spammers and the attackers are out there. Just how much have you found that they've been hitting your site? Just last question before I close it.
Yeah, well, I was really impressed by seeing that over a 24-hour period, I got more than 20,000 requests that are trying to get into my site, and it's really good to see. If you see those numbers and you see that they are blocked and they are still trying to get into, and but after 1 or 2 days it stops. But 20,000 requests in 1 day is unbelievable, and this is not one unique situation. So this is the regular stuff that happens nowadays.
Just a constant bombardment coming in.
Yeah, and also it slows down your site, right? Especially if you're on shared hosting, which are probably most people starting out. So this also helps you getting the performance of your site up. So this is highly recommended.
So it's win-win all round then.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Okay, so guys, anybody watching this, if you have WordPress online and you're concerned in any way about your WordPress security, I urge you to pick this guide up. As we've sort of revealed within this interview, it's several simple steps, and there's free plugins that's recommended. By installing them and obviously following this guide, what you've basically done is you've taken your site from being a vulnerable site to a far more secure site, where basically the hackers are going to move on and obviously start attacking somebody else's site and not your site. So my recommendation is go pick up this course. The links are going to be in the annotations within the video. They're going to be on the page below this video. And of course, I'm going to be recommending and purchasing this product myself. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up this call. I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to let Alex say goodbye.
Thank you very much, Chris, for having the opportunity to speak with you. It was a pleasure, and thank you very much for listening to us, and goodbye, and see you later.
Okay, guys.